Hello everyone, good morning and good evening. This is Kiran Edupuganti. This is in continuation to the previous session that I had given agenda for the implement playlist. So let's have a quick recap. So this is the agenda in the last session that I have given. Chapter 1 I'm going to cover in this session, which talks about server, extension, and the management of driver and plugin, followed by the chapter 2. Okay, so let's begin. Appium server, which is part of the chapter 1, and as per the previous sessions and previous playlist, Appium server has its own features added in the 2.x version onwards. So we are going to talk about in detail about Appium server now. To begin with, so we have divided the Appium server into two components. One is the CLI, second one is the management. Okay, what are the CLI talks about? CLI means it's a kind of command line interface. So it comprises of two components, which deals with the server component, and second one deals with the extension. Extension means driver or plugin. Okay, plugin is the new component which added in the Appium server 2.x. And management, so how we can, once we have installed particular driver or plugin, how we can manage means any updates or delete, getting the new versions, like that. So those command lines that we are going to see in this session. Okay, so let's have an introduction about the CLI, server CLI. See here. So I always divide Appium into the three components. So one is server. Whenever I'm talking about the Appium, so only three things comes in mind. One is server, second one is the driver, third one is the plugin. Okay, so server means which is a integral part of the Appium. So that is one thing. Driver, it could be a internal to the Appium development team, or from the 2.x onwards, they have given the flexibility to add the develop and add the drivers by the third-party vendors as well. Okay, which can be used across globe. Okay, so that's where we have seen the scalability over here. And plugin, so anyone can develop and integrate with the server, so that increases the expandability of the Appium server. Okay, so these two kind of features, it was not there earlier in the 1.x. Now it is included and released part of the 2.x after 3 years of rigorous implementation in this particular part. Okay, so that's about the Appium server. So it has its own when we talk about server, it has its own command to start the server. See, any server, if you take any JBoss server, or if you take any IIS server, it has its own commands. So like that, Appium server has its own commands to start and customize and manage. So it depends on the requirement. There are a number of commands they have provided, but there are must-have commands that I'm going to cover part of this session. Okay, so that's about. The next thing is driver and plugin. So there is a subcommands that is provided by the team. So which allows you to install, install the driver and update and delete and again install, like that. Those kind of those kind of management commands they have provided, and similarly for the plugins as well. Okay, so I think in the setup playlist you might have seen how to install the driver. So in this session we are going to talk about in detail about the driver management and plugin management. Okay, so this is about the overall server introduction. Let's start with the server commands practically. Okay, so these are the few commands that I have summarized here, which we are going to use part of our daily work whenever we are working on any of the apps automation project that you are running on the your host system, that is your emulator is connected or your physical device is connected. But if you are running on the, if you are working on corporate environment and working on any kind of mobile cloud solutions, you don't need to bother about these things, because this will be taken care by the cloud vendor. So you should not worry about management of the server. Okay, but this is only when you configured all these things, like whatever I have shown in the setup playlist in the host system, then you should know. But as a technology standpoint, as a subject matter expert, you should know what exactly the server is, what are the different commands, and how we are going to use those. Okay, so now let's start with in my previous sessions I shown you how to start Appium, and just one simple command I shown you, but there are different commands in different ways, various ways we can start the Appium. Okay, so let's start. One is there are directly you can use Appium, or else you can use Appium server or Appium address you can give it, or short form like this IP address and port number you can give it. And sometimes you may wanted to know what are the ports are available in my system, and then how that is. Here port means a logical port that is assigned to the your services. Okay, so whenever you are starting particular service or any particular server on particular port, so that means whatever the commands that are coming into that port, that service will listen and will serve the purpose to the user. Okay, so it's up to you which kind of the port that you wanted to use. Suppose you have, there are default ports are there, so you might have using the Selenium grid and Appium server and some other JBoss servers also you are using, but you can choose your port, desired port, and you can configure the Appium server as well. Okay, and then other command is like Appium allow cards. See, allow cards means any command line interface or any server that you configured in the host system to accept the commands from the HTTP request. So we have to configure our server in such a way that it has to get the commands from the HTTP server. So for that reason, -allow -card. So that means it allows the request coming through HTTP request. Suppose if you are sending the request from your host system in this fashion, it will not accept. It will accept only when the requests are coming from the HTTP. Okay, that is so. And then again, timeout. There is a specific timeout at 10 minutes by default. But all you wanted to increase, that server has to be live until you wanted to increase might be 30 minutes, like that. Based on your requirement you may, but default time is 10 minutes over here. 600 seconds, that is the default time that server will wait to listen the commands. Okay, and then there is a flexibility, earlier it was not there. There is a flexibility that they have provided here. You can create its own log file by default. I mean, the moment when you apply this command, it will load the whatever the log, the server logs that automatically will be copied in the that particular text file. So you may use it that expel for any further investigation based on the issues that you encounter. Okay, so let's start these commands and see how it behaves. Okay, so first I'll have a cmd, so Appium, just giving this one. So it is started by default. I have not given any IP address over here. It is by default started on this particular port. So this is the local host number, these two. Okay, 472 is the port where Appium server is running. That is Appium server by default assigned. Suppose in case this port is engaged, then it will throw an error. Okay, so means 4723 is not available and you can restart on some other port. Okay, so now what I will do is I'm stopping. So you have to give the control C. Okay, I'm just giving the clear. What I will do is another command to start the Appium server is you have to give the Appium server. Okay, this is another way to give the command. Okay, so for example, now I'm stopping this server. Suppose you wanted to run Appium on your specific port on the local host. Okay, Appium -a address. This is short form I'm giving. Okay, -p 4725 I'm giving. So whatever the commands here, you can see it is converting into the JSON format and then sending to the specific service, and it is initiating the server. Similarly, from the client script, whatever the commands that you are sending is, that will be converted to a JSON format and fed to the server and server for further process. So that's how it is behind the screens. Okay, so now the server is running on this particular port. Okay, so in your Appium inspector you can give this information so that it will accept the commands that are coming from the Appium inspector in the at setup playlist you might have seen. So similarly you need to follow. Okay, for example, this is about the running the port. So I'm running this one, another command line. Okay, there is a command which talks about this one. Start -ANO. It will give the available ports. So here you can see here I have given 4725. So 4725 is listening, means it is currently it is already active on particular service. Established means available. Okay, these ports are available. Okay, maybe there are n number of ports are available in the every system. So where you can give it. Those are all managed by the operating system for a particular service or an application. Okay, so you wanted to know where the particular command, what exactly the port is. Okay, for example, net stat -a -n -o by symbol find 4725. Okay, so it will give the 4725, that is it is listening on particular service. Suppose in case you wanted to know one particular number whether that is available or not, how would you know? You have to give the 4723. It means it is not giving any information about that particular port. That means that is available. You may use it for your any other server purpose. Okay, so that's about the running the Appium server on particular IP address and port and at the same time you wanted to know the specific port is available or not. Okay, or else uh, control C. The generally the we may give the 90000 you wanted to give. So it is running. You can see, you can find whether it is running or not. You will come to know. That is listening. So this is how it is. Suppose you don't know actually the port is available or not. In such case, you can apply this particular command and know whether that is running or not. Otherwise, suppose if you are trying to run the Appium server and same the port again, it will throw an error. I'll show you. I'm launching another command. You can launch. You can try to launch different things. What we call it as Appium. Again, -a IP address 127.1 and P, and you are trying to run on the same port. It will throw an error. Here, it is giving the could not start REST HTTP interface listener. The requested port may already in use. Please make sure there is no other instance of this server is running already. So this kind of prompt message it will give to the end user. Okay, so you're directly running your Appium server on specific port and which you don't know that it is already assigned to this some other purpose, or you might have forgot. In such case, it will throw an error like this. So it is already in use. You may use different port. Okay, so this is about that one. This is about and exit again. The next is suppose you wanted to run Appium server and the logs has to be stored in the particular text file. In such case, how you will do it? See, so what I'm doing is Appium, and I want this to be run on 4725. Okay, 137.0.0.1 and P port 4725 hyphen G. Okay, I'm giving the my C drive folder Appium logs, and I'm in the session 1. See here. So in this one, it is not there in this particular folder. Okay, 1 second. You see here, it is not there. Okay, let me delete. Okay, now it is not there, and then I'll run this particular command. Let's see what will happen. Are you seeing here? Session 1 file is created. Okay, and this is copied into this one. I'll open and see that one. See here. So just now, so and so date, so and so time, and you can see this one. Okay, I'm applying something like I'm trying to launch this one. I'm trying to launch. It will automatically capture the log. I'm trying to launch this one. Okay. This is the web interface of Appium server. Okay. What I will do is 27.0 14725 I have. What I will do is I will try to start this session. Of course, it will throw an error. Could not connect to the Appium server. Please check this so and so, so and so. Okay. And definitely there will be a commands. Okay. Options are not available. Could not connect. It will give no route found sessions 404 error it is giving. Okay. So what I will do is I will have to create the capabilities for here and I will show it to you. How it is. Now we have seen about how it is capturing. Do you want to reload it? Yes. See, it is captured, the log. So you don't need to worry about that one. So of course you do. For this session I have opened, but you don't need to open that one. Okay. It automatically capture in the background. Okay. Now let's talk about Appium Inspector on the web. Okay, I have opened that one. Sorry, this one I have opened. Okay, now how to enter the capabilities? I think in the at setup playlist I have shown you. Again, I'm going to show. Okay, platform name. Okay. Automatically it will be added. Again, click on plus button. Automation name. That is the UI automated 2 that you need to give. Okay. And then app package. So default application I am giving. Okay. And then com dot Android settings. Activity. These are the mandatory parameters that I have given you in the at setup playlist. Then your device name. The device name I am giving this one. UDID. So these remaining three are optional parameters. So I'm not going to give that one. Okay, now let's see. Let's try to start this session because here I have given the emulator so and so. However, it will throw an error. I'll show you what that error is. Could not connect. Please check if the server is running and the URL is correct URL and can be found. Start the Appium server log. So and so it is giving. Okay, it is not taking that one. Just 4725. Okay. So why it is? Because I have run the Appium server on this one. Suppose I am closing this one. Okay, that's why it is throwing an error. to listen the commands from the web interface, you need to start the Appium in a different way. Okay. So I'm closing this one. See here. Load it. See. This one. Okay. I'm closing this one. I'll delete this file. And then again I'm starting the Appium. So I wanted to hear listen the commands from the HTTP interface. Hyphen yellow, hyphen cars. Okay. And then hyphen G. At the same time, the log has to be captured in the one text file. Okay. Appium logs slash session1 log. Let's see what will happen. Okay. This should be hyphen. Okay. Now let's see. So there is an error, so and so. Why it is error? Could not configure Appium server. It's possible to that a driver or plugin tried to update the server and fail. Original error. Get address info not found, so and so. Okay. 1 second. Yeah. Oh, we need to give the hyphen. So again I'll forget. Yeah. Okay. Now again I will start. Okay. Appium. Hyphen G C Appium logs slash session1 log. Okay. That's it. So it is giving the auto detected so and so dot Appium attempting to load driver so and so. It has been successfully loaded, and this is the message that it will give to the end user. You have enabled CORs, request from any host. That means I am taking a request from the inspector.appium.com that is hosted on the different server. Okay. Be careful not to visit sites which could maliciously trip to starts Appium sessions on your machine. Okay. Now this is running on this one. What I will do is I'll go over here. Okay. This Appium inspector.appium.pro is running on some other server, and it is expecting by having that command. If you are sending the signals to this particular server and the port, then it will accept, because the server is started by using the allow-parts. That itself allows the commands received from the HTTP, other source. Okay. So without emulator, I'm just trying to start the session. See here, could not. Please check if the server is running on the and the valid so and so Appium server. If you can use browser version, ensure the server has been started with so and so -dors. Yeah, because my emulator is on, emulator is not on. That is the reason it is giving the error. Okay. And what is this one? Sorry, 4723. I need to give because I have to give it on this one. Now, definitely it will throw an error now. See, it is trying to detect whether emulator is on or not. If it is on, then definitely it would have connected. So it is waiting for the certain time and then it will give the message. Same message when you open the log file, you will see. I will open this one in the notepad. Plus. See here, entire log has been captured. Okay, since the emulator is not available, it is waiting for certain amount of time. Okay, so 500 milliseconds means 5 seconds it is waited, and then it has given the message saying that one so and so is not. See, event a new session so and so, and then encountered internal running command could not find a connected Android device in 2000 milliseconds. 2 seconds it is waited. Okay, so this is how it is. If emulator is not on and it is not connected, so 2 seconds it is waited and it has given the message to the end user. Then we have to go and start our emulator, and then it will detect that one. Again, we need to load this server. Okay. Now it has thrown an error now. Now what I will do is, so what are the 4 data points that we learned in the setup? One is server is on, second one is Appium, your emulator is on, third one is your inspector is on, fourth one is client script is ready. So then we are good with the automation readiness. That we learned in the setup, right? Now we are going to start the emulator so that you will see. So my emulator is it will take certain time. Just have patience. Yeah. So I'm starting this one. See, my emulator is on. Just to ensure, what is that command, ADB command? ADB devices. So the device is detected. Now what I will do, I'll go here again. I will start the session, and you can see now it is detected. See, it is detected, and the default app is whatever that I have given in the settings. It has opened here, the app. Okay, and if you click on this one, it will show you that XML architecture. This is the Appium inspector that we have connected from the web interface. In case in your systems, if at all, if you are not able to install the Appium inspector, that is the desktop version, then you can use inspector.appium.pro to see the web elements and connect with your server that is configured on your host system. Okay, So this is about, this was not earlier in the 1.x version. This is the only in the 2.x version they have introduced. Okay. Now we are good to start with the inspect the elements and whatever you want to do, you can do it now. So where we are here. So we learned about the Appium, how to start with a specific IP address and port, and how to start with the Appium inspector, which is hosted on the some other system. And these are the comments that I have given. Okay. See, this is the command that I have given that, this is the additional information that I have given to you. So if you require, you may use it. And then this is the command, this is the URL to launch Appium Inspector from the web version. And then this is the some timeout that you may use it, but default timeout is 600 seconds. And then these are the log files, how you wanted to capture the Appium logs, and you may use it for further investigation purpose in case of any technical challenges. Okay. So same thing that I have captured the screenshot over here. This, whatever I have shown in this demo, this one Appium server, and then starting with the address and this one port number. Okay. And see, allow cars. Initially I have given the wrong command, that is only single hyphen I have given, that's why it is not running. And then you can see this one, launch browser invoke below URL that I have given here. This is the web version, and how to start. Specific port number you need to give it. I have given the wrong port number, so it is not initially starting. Now when I have given the correct port number, it is able to start and connected with the local host server. Okay. So that's about the web version of the Appium Inspector. So you can use this one in case your desktop version is not installed in our system. Okay. So that's about Appium Inspector web version. And there are few interfaces over here. Okay. This is the timeout that I have given the KA that you can apply. And this is about the storing the log file into the specific location. Okay. So these are the must-have commands team. So you may go through this one, and your day-to-day life, you can use it. But it's good to know that one. So about the particular the server command line tools, and maximum 90% we are using these commands in our day-to-day when you are working on the apps automation in the host system. Okay. Thanks everyone. That's all I have from this session. Appreciate watching this session, and I'll meet you in the next session. Thank you.